Hello everybody, it is me Darcy. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the podcast, the Unnamed Podcast, where I sit here with this guy for about a time, talking rubbish or whatever else comes to my mind. But remember, we're here for a good time, not a long time, but also a long time.
Usually, yeah.
Unless it's not.
We'll
Guys, yes, guys, we are here. It is a new week. It is, well, officially March. It wasn't March last time, was it?
Well, no, because it's only the 5th.
Yeah, no, it was the 28th. Because remember, it was the perfect, it was, yeah. It was
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, we are back. It is March. March.
Yeah.
Technically, the third of the way, a quarter of the way through the year? Sort of a quarter of the way through the year.
Sort of.
It's the third month.
I mean,
years work weird.
I mean, not quite a quarter of the way through. We've got to get to the end of the month first.
Yeah, but is that actually real or true and works?
Yeah, because then we've gone through 3 months.
Yeah, but there's 365 days and the months aren't even.
Oh, yeah, true.
So it's not really...
So, okay, a little over.
It's not really an even spread, so it's very hard to tell how far through a year you are unless you do the maths based on 365 days.
Fair point. So somewhere into next month, we'll be at a quarter of a year. Over.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys,
That works.
let's get started as we often do, because now I'm just confused with a little bit of channel news. Kris, take it away.
Indeed. So, on Monday, it was Helldivers. We finally got back into it, and I gotta say, I don't think we did as poorly this time.
No, we were shit. We were.
At least the first round.
We were terrible.
The first round we did pretty alright, though.
Not really. I couldn't really use my weapons at all.
Fair enough.
And I actually, so in the first round, there was a point where during the gameplay, I'm like, I was killed by a single shot from one of the flying dudes, one of the jetpack dudes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was killed by a single shot from him. And I was really concerned about it. No, I wasn't killed from a single shot from him. Apparently, my bullet backfired at me.
What?
Yeah, no, because as I was editing, I'm like, oh, this is where the guy kills me, and he only 2 of his bullets hit me, and I was like, the first one took away crap or health, and the second one killed me, and I'm like, how'd he kill me? He didn't kill me. I killed me.
Okay.
Which I went back and looked, and nearly every time I died was like, Outstanding D killed himself, and I'm like, no, I didn't.
Okay.
And yeah, it turns out the in that first round, the weapons I was using were just as lethal to me as anyone else.
Okay, shit. Well, fair enough then.
Yeah.
I feel like I did a little better.
No.
I feel like I did.
Remember, we ended that first game with us being murdered by a space laser, getting out with no samples, and
Is that the first game?
yeah,
Oh. Fair enough.
yeah,
Fair enough.
it didn't go well.
No,
But
apparently not.
we did take on the Illuminati, and there was a whole 20 minutes.
Hang on. The space laser was not our fault, though.
Oh, no.
It was that guy's fault, but it wasn't our fault.
Yeah, but it also does hurt us doing better.
We were at the end, we were about to get off, and that dickhead threw the goddamn
Being
strategy
murdered
down.
by your teammate means, as a whole, your team sucks.
Well, when he put it at the back of the fucking ship.
There is no iron team. There is a me. And me say we did bad.
Fuck off. Alright, fine.
Yeah, no. So yeah, that one it was us back against the Illuminati. Some things have changed a lot since last time we played the game. Like planets have gone missing. There's now a purple line in space.
Yeah.
They gave me a whole bunch of stuff for free. I like that.
Yeah, I was surprised on that one.
But you know, like it's one of those games. I always say this about Helldivers. It's one of those games I really enjoy playing. Like I really like playing it. It's just that I'm not gonna play it every week.
Oh yeah, no.
Like I'm gonna play a couple hours of it, like once, twice a month, and I'm gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, that's good.
And so I don't really have like it's not one of those games where it's like you've got to come back and you've got to play every day for me. So I'm like, it's just not that fun for me. Like I enjoy it, it's fun, but it's not that fun. And so whenever they're like, oh, you know, we've got this big thing happening, I'm like, I don't really care about that. Like, I love the fact that the universe is changing. That's good fun. I love the fact that the players are involved in that change. Awesome. But also at the same time, I'm also just like, I personally, I don't know. I feel like it's probably because I'm not tuned into that game, but I'd really like to see
yeah.
some of the big events happen like whilst we're playing.
Oh yeah,
and that's kind of what I find like hard. Like I would have loved to be on the planet that exploded.
Oh yeah,
Like that'd be a really fun kind of thing.
just
It's like
it was finally at the point of like that's it.
trying
You guys have
like
failed.
just being like try to stop this planet exploding, and so like them literally having a thing, putting it out there. And again, it's because I'm not plugged into the game, so there might have been a big push to try and get people to come. But like actually being able to drop into the planet and be like, okay, blah blah blah, this is going to happen, and everyone who was just circling the planet at the time when it exploded gets like dropped onto the planet as it explodes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that is like where that game is going to be its coolest. Is if those things can happen in real time and not just be like an update.
Yeah,
You know, oh, hang on, we got to update the game, and then you update the game. It's like, oh, this happened. And it's like, oh, hang on, okay, I guess like because we didn't do it, but like, what about all the people that were there fighting?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Fair.
But yeah, like as I said, I really do enjoy the game. It's just that I'm not into any game that's kind of like, hey, do you need a job? And I'm like, no, I actually don't. You know what? I don't need a job that doesn't pay me. I already got one of those.
That's true.
And yeah, for me, Helldivers is like just, it's not the worst. Don't get me wrong. The worst is always will forever be Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm just like, no, I don't need a job where I don't get paid.
Yeah.
And
Simple as that.
so I just don't really. Yeah, I don't want to be like on it all the time. That being said, though, we came back. I got to play with some of my fun new weapons, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed all of the weapons I was using. It's just that they were mostly useless.
Yeah, that happens a bit.
Not being able to really shoot anything because it was like the big guys I could shoot them, but it was like a chance my bullet would ricochet off them, which I was kind of like that shouldn't be happening.
No, it really shouldn't.
It's an explosive round; it should explode on contact.
You would hope so.
And then the little guys who I absolutely could shoot, except for the fact that if they got too close to me, it was really just a suicide shot.
Yeah, that was your fault for going in with nothing but explosives.
To be fair, I thought it would be cool. It was cool. I was right.
No, look, you were correct. But was it stupid?
The premise was right. It led to the desired result. It's just the desired result was useless.
Yes, it was.
I feel like if I had actually thought about it, and I did test it in that game, and was like, okay, I don't know where to shoot the Illuminati ships to kill them with my recoilless rifle.
But yeah.
So if I had have actually thought about it before going in, I probably wouldn't have taken my third weapon as a recoilless rifle. I could have taken like a machine gun, which would have given me a weapon.
Yeah.
But no, I went explosive all the way.
Yep.
I went the guy in the team who's only there to blow shit up. If we were playing Battlefield 3, 4, or 1, I would have been engineer. Engineer all the way.
Fair point.
What do you got? I can take out vehicles. That's about it.
You're gonna help us kill the soldiers? As long as they're in a vehicle.
You can help us kill soldiers as long as no one is too close and they stay in a big group. Boy, I only have 5 shots.
Yeah. Hey, you just took down 20 people. It's like, yeah, worked this time.
Brilliant. They're coming at us one at a time. I am out. This is not my fight.
Guys, you're gonna have to protect me, please.
To be fair, I probably mashed a lot of brains in that episode because I was.
Oh yeah,
it was
right,
like
melee.
Guys were just coming at me. And I was just like pistol whip, pistol whip, pistol whip.
Yeah.
Of course, when I thought back about it later, I was like, not the smartest thing. That pistol had a 40mm grenade in it.
Okay, yeah, fair point. You know what I'm really surprised at, though? The amount of times I turned around to shoot the enemy that you were meleeing. Surprised I didn't hit you more.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, that's a shocker for me.
I'm not gonna lie, like that was insane. I was just sitting there being like, boom, boom, boom. I also particularly like how that first episode ended. If you've watched the edited video, it ends with Kris being like, "Hey, I don't have any blood on me," and I'm just like, "It's because you didn't survive."
Yep.
and then it just fades black. And I was like, that's kind of sums up that episode perfectly.
It really did.
Damn. But yeah, no. Like I said, I've got a new favorite pistol, which I'm now adding to all of my loadouts.
Seems fair.
I have a gun that I really enjoy using, but unless we're playing in a 4-man team, I really can't use it. I can't take it with me.
Yep.
Because it's like, if we're just playing with the two of us, it's like, hey, Kris, you have to kill everyone. Why? Because unless very circumstances happen, this gun can't be used.
No, I believe that was stated in the episode as well. It was indeed.
And like, I can't... and it's just like in that episode where I was like, I'll help you, and then shot near you, and you go, boo! I can't help either. It's like, hey, give me cover.
Wait, hold on. Did I survive that?
You did.
Oh, that's right. I just went, I think initially when that happened, I didn't realize it was you that sent me flying. It was just a situation of, what the fuck happened there?
I'm not gonna lie, that happened to me multiple times.
So fair.
But, like, there were times where I thought I was safe. I'm like, they are at least a good 10, 15 meters away from me. Bang! And then I just see all the shrapnel come flying back at me. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, how does that one shot have so much shrapnel? But yeah, no, apparently I killed myself a lot in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
I say apparently I killed myself a lot. I did
You
kill
definitely
myself a lot. Just like the video's namesake, my worst throw ever. When I threw that 380 mil.
I was just like, what the fuck was that?
And it was like 2 meters in front of us, and I'm just like standing there like, that is not my best throw. You're like, you don't say. And then the very next shell that lands just landed on top of me. I went flying away. Well, parts of me went flying away.
That was great. That was fantastic. And then, what was that? I brought you back in, and you still ran back into it?
No, you brought me back into the barrage. You threw me into the barrage.
You know what? I may have done that purposely. Just
You're
to be
like-
like, suffer with your fucking
You're like,
thing.
why did you go back in there? I'm like, well, I didn't really have a choice.
Oh, well, there you go. That's right, yeah.
I
had the thought process of throwing you in there, like, and then immediately forgot what I did.
Yeah. I will say though, like, I couldn't really use my guns, but I was using those hell pod drops.
Yeah.
Like, I think only one where I was a little bit too far away, I missed a flying enemy.
Yeah.
Most of the time I was dropping in, I was like flying down as a flying enemy was crossing, and I'd be like, boom, kill them in midair.
Nice.
So I was doing a really good job of sniping them from space. But
Oh yeah, great job. Great job.
But when it came to
super
being
helpful.
boots on the ground, I was not so much.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of ammo.
I
Much as I was getting those kills.
did not either.
Yeah, no, I was getting those kills, but then all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I need some ammo.
You know, my thing was like, it was like every shot I shot had to at least kill 3 people, otherwise it was a waste of ammo.
Yes.
But no, it's fun.
fun.
I really do enjoy Helldivers, and I would like to play it more. But again, it's just one of those games where it's sort of like,
We'd overdo it if we played it more.
yeah, and it does get very samey very quickly.
Right.
Like even for my enjoyment, after playing like about 2-3 hours of it, I'm just like, okay, I don't want to play this anymore. I don't want to be here doing this anymore. It's good fun, but I've had my fun. It's
Oh, that makes sense.
and because like there's probably ways they could change it to like kind of make that stay longer. But I think for me, if I wanted to, if they made a campaign, maybe
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think that would be a reason for me to just like play a couple hours straight without getting burnt out. And I think it'd be a very interesting game to do a campaign of, because, you know, obviously you've got the multiplayer side, and the campaign would just be using what they've already got in multiplayer.
Yeah.
But I think it could be pretty fun because you could have like more scripted events, and you could have, you know, you could have
The whole thing of, you have to finish this. If you don't, you're just constantly coming back to it.
Yeah. And like other things being like, you could have like because the whole point with Helldivers is like they send small teams but lots of people to a planet.
Oh yeah.
Well, in a campaign mode, you could just like have whole sections where you just got hundreds of Helldives just like running around, and just like you could actually see like a proper Helldiver Terminid battle or something like that.
No, okay, yeah.
Whereas
but,
like you've got like vehicles
fantastic.
and shit going crazy, and you could have a lot of fun with that. Like and you could have sections where you could fly the planes and all that kind of stuff. So,
That would be fantastic.
a campaign would be fun. It's not necessary,
No.
but it just would be like fun, and you could like get a feel for a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah, that was Monday. Monday was Helldivers. It's good fun. Good fun. And there is, of course, a second part of that to come out, but
Yes.
that will be a little bit away.
I have to wait and see on that one. Other than that, today, Wednesday, yeah, it was another installment of Red Dead.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I love Red Dead.
I know you did.
Cowboy stealth, man. I'm not good at it.
You fucking aren't you?
No.
Are you sure?
100%.
Okay.
Like, okay, so like my problem with Red Dead is like I need money because I have
Obviously.
fancy taste, and
If you
expensive hats and guns aren't going to buy themselves.
no, they don't.
Okay, so I go out there and I'm like, okay, like I need a loot from these guys. Like I'm using bullets on them. This is costing me money, so
Obviously.
I gotta get some stuff back from them. And so that's what I do. But I stab a guy, and then I'm like, okay, I've got to keep sneaking. But if I just leave him lying there, he's not getting looted, so I've got to go back and loot him. And then when I'm looting him, I'm tossing his body around, and like no one's paying attention to anything.
Obviously not.
Because I'm in stealth mode.
Obviously.
But yeah, no, so I was doing the mission where you got to sneak up on the cabin
Okay.
where the O'Driscolls are. Because, O'Driscolls? Yeah, they're
Right.
pretty sure they're O'Driscolls. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure they're also like the rednecks in Grand Theft Auto Online, aren't they? The O'Dris. Are they?
I can't.
They're pretty
remember.
similar.
Yeah, I can't remember though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is that I was sneaking around there. I was using a knife and bow and arrow and all that kind of stuff. Classic cowboy stealth. And then all of a sudden, they all saw me and started shooting me. And I was just standing in the middle of their camp with a bow. And so I had to quickly run into cover behind a log and start shooting at them and doing all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And yeah, I wasn't happy about it.
Is that right?
No. I don't like stealth in non-stealth games. Although
No, that's understandable because
I will say this: like the entire episode, I think I do 2 missions, and both of them required stealth.
Look, I'm surprised I don't do so poorly on GTA with the stealth stuff.
I'm not gonna lie; it is better than GTA stealth.
Okay, fair enough.
There are aspects that make it better than GTA stealth, but GTA stealth is like, why even bother?
Oh yeah.
Like in this one, like when you go into crouch walk mode, you at least get your butt up in the air a little bit more.
Oh,
Unlike in GTA, where it's like crouch walk time and you just kind of bend your knees a smidge.
yeah.
You just go like, just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Lower that head 1 centimeter because that's gonna make a fucking difference.
Oh, of course it does.
No, but like, for my money, I think I think Red Dead fixed up a lot of mistakes that GTA 5 had made.
Okay, yeah.
In like both the story, single player stuff, and well, obviously GTA's online stuff is a lot better
Well, yeah.
and a lot. I wouldn't say better. It's a lot bigger, and it has obviously had a lot more money spent on it because it's worth more money to Rockstar. Because the problem with Red Dead is no matter how much cool stuff you add, because the game's built on stuff like being a realistic cowboy and having to eat and do stuff like that, there are elements where you're spending money on stuff that you don't want. Like,
Yeah.
got to get food, got to look after your horse, got to do this. And I think the second thing is this, like, I said this from the beginning, but I never thought Red Dead Online was going to work
Yeah.
because you can't get... You just have horses.
Well, yeah.
You can't go and get a plane, or you can't get a bomber, or you can't get a fighter jet. You can just get a horse.
Yes, but it can be a horse of a different color.
Yeah. And like, you couldn't go out and get rocket launchers. Yeah, you could get a nice gun, but then you couldn't go out and get like a rocket launcher. You could have a whole assortment of pistols.
Yeah.
But you couldn't have a laser Gatling gun. And I was just like,
you know what? You've got a fair point there. That laser Gatling gun.
but I was like, if the ideas were better. If you want to like have a more online role playing game, Red Dead Redemption 2 is the better one because you set
Oh,
up
yeah.
camps, you can get a profession, you can be a hunter, you can do all that. But if you want just people to spend money online, it's hard to beat GTA Online.
Oh yeah.
Because that's just like, hey, we've added this new stupid thing, and people will go and get a shark card so they can have this new stupid thing.
Or in situations like you do, you could buy the game again.
Yeah.
Just to get the jar card cheaper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 copies of it. Come on. But no, seriously. But like I was yeah, but it's just kind of like, it makes sense from its gameplay that they stopped supporting Red Dead Online because it was just like, yes, the people playing it were way more involved than the people who played GTA Online, but you were never gonna get money out of them the way you do in GTA Online. Like GTA Online is pretty, yeah. As I said, when the heist came out and they were like, yeah, and then people were like, wait, the heist you can't actually earn that much money from,
Yeah.
which was hilariously funny.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like, shit, these heists suck. And then like when all the stuff started coming out so you could actually start earning millions of dollars from doing heists and stuff.
Yeah.
And then all of the inflation hit GTA Online and it was like, yeah, you wanted this new car? It's like $3 million. And it's like, wait, what? The most expensive car used to be like $1.2 million. Like, yeah, well, now you can earn $1 million really quickly. So, I'm going to put these prices up. Yeah. Otherwise, you're not going to buy shark cards. But,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, as I said, it was a very stealth-filled episode. Something else happened. I can't remember what it was.
Did you die?
No.
Oh.
No.
Shocker.
It was just something. I did a bit of exploring. Oh yeah, I had a really long journey to take, so I was doing some exploring. I was just getting really angry because I helped someone and they made me go back in the opposite direction of where I was traveling.
Oh, that motherfucker.
And so I did that because I'm a good person, and then I like got back to where I found them, and there was another person who's like, "Hey, can you help me?" And I'm like, "No, I can't. I've already been a good guy."
Yeah.
And then I got my fence, so I can finally sell my belt buckles to him. Except he wasn't open either of the times I tried to sell stuff to him.
God damn it!
And it was like, wait till morning. He doesn't open till morning, and I was like, okay, I'll wait till morning. And then I went back in the morning, and it was like, wait till morning. He doesn't open in the morning until the morning, and I was like, but it is the morning. Well, maybe I'll wait till morning again. Maybe there's just been a glitch. Maybe if I wait till morning again, and then exactly the same thing happened. I was like, son of a bitch! I'm walking around with like 100 belt buckles here because I can't sell them because I've stolen them off dead dudes.
Obviously,
I need a fence, and you're just sitting here being like, "Oh, I'll come back later. It's only 9 in the morning. I don't start work until like midday." And then I took off riding, found a hippie, and when I found the hippie, he was like, "Hey, I'm a hippie," and I was like, "Cool." He's like, "Can I have some flowers?" I was like, "Here you go." And he was like, "Sweet." And then I looked, and the fence was open. I'm like, "But I've already travelled away from you."
God damn it!
And I just went, "You know what? I'm going home," and I did. I went home.
Fair.
I left. I was just like, no more of this. No more of this. And I gave the camp 5 of my human dollars. Oh, that's right. I remember what I got annoyed at. Okay. I found $600 in the game. Yeah. Like, I went to a thing. It's like, you got $600. And I was like, sweet. And when you gave most of that to the camp and only kept $110 for yourself, and I went, you what, mate? You what? You took $490 off me? 490 of my dollars?
Gee.
Like, you know how many guns they could get me? 2. They'll give me 2 guns.
At least you knew.
And a hat.
Oh, and a hat.
Instead, I was left with...
Was it a nice hat?
I didn't get a hat, because I was only left with $100.
Would it have been a nice hat?
That's only like half a gun.
Yeah, but would it have been a nice hat?
It would have been a fine hat.
Oh, fine hat. You're okay, fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah. God, I was so angry with that. So angry.
Okay. Obviously.
I was just like, are you joking? Are you having a laugh game? You give me $600 just to immediately take most of it away?
What did you get $600 for?
Oh, I just found it in a chimney.
Okay.
Classic cowboy stuff, you know.
Yep.
People always hide their money in chimneys.
A weird place to hide your money.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you? Because that's where the fire is, but hey.
Well, yeah, that's what I always think. Okay, fair enough. Do what you want, people.
In a world where cash is king, and the only money is the literal physical money you have, you keep it near fires just in case.
I hope it's not made of paper.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%.
That stuff is 99% paper.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Other stuff is flammable kerosene. No, but you know, I really do enjoy Red Dead.
Yes.
I was playing it and I was just like, oh, like should I start another game just for me, my personal enjoyment, so I can just be a fancy Arthur? And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that right now. Like, I don't really want to have 2 games of Red Dead on the run.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair.
So it's a little bit much for even me.
Yeah,
So
it's understandable.
yeah. Yeah, but no, as I said, I'm enjoying it. I got a bit more done. I'm kind of sitting there being like, do I just like play the main story and come like only do like side missions and stuff if I come across them? I think that's the best way to do it.
I think so.
Just because like
Unless they send you back in the wrong direction and then you come back to someone else, in which case go fuck yourself.
yeah, but like so I'm kind of like I think that's how I'm gonna do. I was planning to try and get like all of the unique weapons. I still try and do that, but you know,
As long as it's on the way. Yeah.
I think that's key. Try and do it on the way, but yeah.
Well, you could always do the story and then go find the unique weapons.
There's a reason I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I'm not spoiling anything by saying it's the same as Red Dead Redemption 1.
Right.
Once you finish the story, the main character dies and you start playing as a different character.
Ah.
And it's not a bad character, don't get me wrong. I love John Marston, and he's who you play as at the end of this one.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like the whole point of this is being Arthur Morgan.
Okay, fair enough.
So, like, yeah, after Arthur Morgan dies and we do the kind of pre-ending part, the epilogue, if you will.
Yes.
That's where it's like, there you go. We just see John build his house or whatever, and then stop.
Yeah, fair enough.
And that'll be the end. So, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like, yeah, as I said, I don't have anything against John Marston. He's a great character. People fell in love with him in Red Dead 2, 1. That's why I'm pretty sure you play the end of Red Dead 2 as him.
Yeah,
So because people are like, we got to feel the awesome John Marston, and then he died at the end of the game, and for the rest of the free roam and playing in the game, you had to be Jack, and Jack sucks. And so they were like, here, you can play the rest of this game forever, eternity as John. But the problem is, right, as good as John is in Red Dead Redemption 1, in Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur is way better.
That's fair enough.
Like I know a lot of people love John Marston, but I like Arthur way more.
Yeah,
because John's sort of he's okay. He's a bit rough. He's a bit rough and tumble.
Yeah.
But Arthur's something special.
Oh, fair enough.
And when you kind of see him, and it's like, oh, okay, so John pretty much got a lot of his character from Arthur. You go, cool. Except then Arthur has a little bit more to him.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, anyway, and then of course on Friday we have the podcast coming out, and then on Saturday,
yes,
the day after the podcast, after you're watching this, we'll have a Minecraft coming out, and that one's a very special one.
Yes.
Me and Kris, we're joining together to do a build. We won't spoil it for you as to what that build is, but Kris has a problem. We're going to take care of it. And yeah, so we are working together. It's a 2-parter, so if you want to see it all, you're gonna have to wait till like another week. But I will say this: we are building together, except we're not.
Yes.
Because Kris pretty much stops building pretty damn quickly.
Yeah, no, that stopped.
And he just goes off and he does weird whatever Kris does shit.
I got distracted.
It's no excuse. But it does kind of mark a change in the Minecraft that we're doing with this one. We're still obviously going to keep doing what we're doing, trying to get to the end.
Yes.
There's a few things I want to do with Minecraft in the future. One of them is to try and get all of the achievements properly.
Oh yeah.
So because we've done stuff in this game, we've kind of cheated. Like, we've got achievements by cheating. So in the future, I'd like to do one where we get the achievements without cheating, get all of the achievements in the game without cheating. I think that'd be fun because some of them involve a lot of work.
Which one have I cheated getting?
You've got a lot of stuff where it's been like you get some. It's like, oh, you got this achievement, but you got it because I gave you something.
Yeah, fair.
So it's like an end game piece of equipment that you got, and when you get it, you get an achievement, and it's like cool.
Kind of like the mace and all that.
Yeah,
where it was enchanted and everything.
Yeah. So yeah, stuff like that. Where I was okay because I was like, I didn't really want to get all the achievements in this one, and I was like, to do some of the stuff we want to do, we're going to have to just use creative mode and do it. But yeah, no. So I want to do that, and I also want to do a Sky Factory 4, or I'll look up the Sky Factories. Sky Factory 4 is kind of my happy place. So I'd like to do a Sky Factory 4.
Yeah.
But in terms of like how Minecraft is changing is while we are still going to go and defeat the Ender Dragon, that is still the goal. That's what we want to do. There's also going to be a little bit more challengey kind of stuff. So I already have a plan for a second kind of thing that is going to be more similar to what we've done in these episodes, the coming episodes, than what we've done in the past. But we're saving that until we're ready to film it. That probably won't be till after Easter. Because I've still got to finish building the Easter challenge, which could be another 2 episodes, depending. I think the hard part is done.
Yeah,
it's impossible to say if the hard part is done, but
find out later.
Yeah, but I still have that to do. But we have a nice friendly build coming up, so I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And kind of signals a change for us in Minecraft, where we're not just going to go into Minecraft and fuck around, but we might have like actual things we're trying to achieve. And sometimes we're going to be in creative mode, sometimes we're going to be just in normal mode, depending on what we're trying to do and how realistic it is to do without creative powers. I think is the biggest thing. Definitely the next thing I have planned is absolutely impossible without creative powers. Like it's just, it cannot be done without creative powers. Like no, it definitely could be done without creative powers,
but it's going to take a ridiculously long time,
far too long. So we'll be doing that with creative powers. I honestly don't know how long it'll take us to build. It might be a 1 episode build, might be a 2 episode build, but then once it's built, we'll then do the thing that comes with it, which Kris doesn't know about it just yet. This is all in my mind, but Indeed.
Yes. And sorts that out.
That does sort that out.
We're at 252.
We have
subscribers now, so that's good. We've gone up again.
Yep. I'm trying to think if it's exactly 10 from last time we said it.
I don't think so.
I thought we were at 242 last time.
I don't think so.
I remember saying something about it being palindromic, which means it was definitely ending in a 2.
Was that last week or the week before?
I can't remember.
Because honestly, I have a feeling that the last number I'm remembering had an 8 in it.
Possibly. Who knows? I don't.
We might figure this out later.
We will not.
You will not find this out, but
maybe. I'm going to come out right now and say we're not going to figure this out. This is beyond our power.
It's really not. It just involves looking at the previous podcast.
We're powerless to do anything about this. Sorry.
Okay, fair enough.
We have no power. We've officially broken 250, which is fucking amazing. We are a quarter of the way to our goal of 1,000.
Yes.
Well,
first goal. Let's call it the first goal.
No, it's only the goal. I only have one goal, and then you can achieve it. And then once you've achieved it, you can run around with our shirt on going, goal!
Fair enough. Is that what we're going to do in that one?
For the rest of our lives.
We can never put shirts back on.
Never.
If we get a job where we need to wear a uniform, we must quit.
And you must roll around, always sliding on your knees doing these ones.
Yes.
So we have officially crossed the quarter mark, which is kind of cool considering it was around September last year that we crossed into 100.
Something like that, yeah.
And yeah, it's crazy,
Yeah.
man. It's crazy with those subscribers. It's like, you know, you think you're doing good at one point, and then it's like you kind of look back and you go, holy crap, we have eclipsed everything that we've done in many years in like a couple months.
But that's how it goes.
That is how it goes. That is quite literally how exponential growth works.
Really, it's just
but yeah, and other than that, guys, we'll continue putting out the shorts.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying them. We're hoping they're, you know, showing you what's happening in the videos, so you might want to watch them. And yeah, we try and put the best bits in the shorts, but you know,
but not all of them.
Sometimes I can't even remember why I've chosen a short.
Fair enough.
And then, you know, I think to myself, maybe I wrote down the wrong numbers. I would not put it past myself. I do things like that. That is how I roll.
It is quite a Darcy thing to do.
It is. Numbers, man. No one knows how they work. No one.
No one?
No one.
Not a soul.
Not a single human.
No.
It's beyond our power.
What about a dolphin? Okay, fair enough.
Fucking.
Well,
anyway.
correct, yes.
Yeah, guys, that just about wraps up channel
I
news.
think it does.
Yeah. Not anything more to say on that. So instead, Kris, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about something.
Okay.
Obviously, we've all seen that the Switch 2 is coming out.
Yes.
And I'm not entirely sold on its joypads.
Yeah.
Just because, right? You've seen the way they connect to it, right?
Yeah, it's the biggest issue I've been seeing constantly.
The way they connect to them for me, and like, I'm not an accident-prone person.
Shut up. Shut your fucking mouth. Yes, you are.
I'm a little bit accident-prone.
But you're gonna break it.
But I'm also an animal, and like,
Yeah.
I can attend, and Kris can attest to the fact that like, I am known to like throw my phone across rooms.
Yes.
Not
because he's angry, but because he just wants it out of his hand.
Well, there's that. There's also I throw it at people and just like bitch and like peg my phone at them because it's the only thing I have in hand.
Or we're walking through a door and say, "Yeah, go buy us drinks." And
that's usually my wallet.
Well, yes, I was about to mention that it's your wallet that you're throwing, but either way, it's flying at me all of a sudden.
But anyway, the point is that I throw things, and so it's why it's probably the one reason I've never upgraded my phone from the current phone I have, is because it's hard to argue I should get a new phone when the last iPhone I had broke when it fell about a foot.
Yeah.
Onto the ground, and then the screen shattered and stopped working completely.
Yep.
And the phone that I currently have, my Samsung, I've literally thrown across a bar. It has bounced off the bar onto the ground, and when I picked it up, it's like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's
there'd be no issues here.
Nah.
So it's like when people are like, "Oh, you should get a new phone," I'm like, because I'm not even sure Samsung could make another phone that is as sturdy as my one currently has proven itself to be.
I mean, I haven't had an issue with mine. I do throw mine.
Throw it Darcy style?
I literally open my door, throw it at the chair, it bounces off onto the fucking floor.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not quite Darcy style.
No, it's not exactly the same.
But you know,
but
you know when it's like, you know, someone does something, it works really well, but you're like, can they actually do this again? Or am I going to get something that's super fragile? And like, as I said, iPhones, I'm completely off them because they're like the most fragile piece of shit ever.
Yeah. Actually, my previous Samsung, which is only the model before what I've got now, I walked over it because I forgot where I left my phone. It took my full body weight.
Yeah. So
no issues. Didn't break.
I think that was the same model as mine because we had the same phone for a bit.
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
So, you know, like, I go to them, you know, I'm not 100%, I'm not even sold that Samsung could make another phone that has quite as size a screen and quite as sturdy as my current phone.
Yeah, okay.
So I refuse to upgrade it. But when I'm holding my current Switch in my hand, which I don't do often because I know that it has the ability to be a handheld device.
Yeah.
And I have occasionally used it as a handheld device when I'm traveling But also when I'm traveling, I'm usually not in a position where I can play a handheld game. I'm either driving.
Yes, yeah.
And, you know...
Or you're in the
police have always had words about that.
Ugh.
What do you mean I can't play Legend of Zelda doing 110 down the highway, officer? That's exactly what I mean.
Yes.
Or, you know, I'm running through an airport and I just don't really have time to sit and take it out.
Yeah.
And when I do have time to sit and take it out, I'm usually too pissed to want to do that because it's like, oh yeah, plane's being delayed. It's like, cool, so what time am I leaving? Oh, you're supposed to leave here at like 9 in the morning? Yeah? Yeah, we put you on the next available plane. When's that? Oh, like 9 at night.
I hate you.
I will sit down and have a sleep. I'm going to go have a sleep. I'm going to rage sleep at you, employee. Airport employee.
You do something I can't even do.
Rage sleep.
Yeah, can't do it.
Dude,
if I'm raging, there is never going to be
when you have to get up at like 4 in the morning in Sydney to catch a plane to Brisbane, and you're supposed to be back in Rockhampton by lunchtime, and they tell you probably won't be back before like 10 o'clock at night. You just go, I'm sleeping.
Couldn't sleep. Could not fucking sleep.
The other issue that I have is that usually I do not have a PowerPoint near me when I'm in an airport. It's been a few times when I'm like near a PowerPoint, and because I'm in like a little cafe area and I'm just like having a rage sleep. But usually it's like, I don't, when I'm sitting at the gate or whatever, I don't have it. So it's like I've got like an hour of battery.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So I don't really ever play it handheld, is what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is I don't really use it. But I'm not going to lie. Whenever I do, I'm like, and I can feel it flexing. Yeah. But the thing is, its connection doesn't really worry me about that flex because it's like it's pins touching metal plates.
Yeah. So
and I'm like, that's not a deal. I am someone who I look at all of my USB-Cs and all of them are a little bit bent.
Yep.
And I cannot explain why. It's not like I'm super rough with them or anything. It's just they seem to bend because that's what happens when you have something connect to something and you know, it bends. Things bend. Things bend. And I'm just looking at the Switch 2 going like, in my hands, even me who's sort of careful, I could foresee those pins bending.
Oh, 100%.
Especially when it's like, because the way that you play the Switch is that you press the bits that are dangling off. And you go like, press that button there. And so as you press, you're putting pressure there. And it's only being, so I'm like that. And then I'm like, but primarily Switches are more for children.
Oh, it's going to be broken constantly.
That's my fear. I'm just going to
like... No, it's going to be a constant thing. Like one of the videos I saw online is some dude saying like, come on, guys, you know this is going to be bad, but also thank you. So I work in the industry where I fix this shit. So thank you for the money.
But my fear is, right, okay, if the Joy-Cons had the connection piece.
Yeah.
They bust and you go, fuck, that's $80 to $100 to replace.
Yes.
But they're on the actual Switch.
Yep.
So if that busts, it's like, I've got to replace the Switch.
Or get it fixed somewhere, which they're still going to charge you quite a bit for anyway.
I'm not going to lie to you. In the current market, you wouldn't pay for repairs on almost anything.
I know.
The amount of time it's going to take to fix it, plus the money, plus just the parts and stuff, it'll end up costing more than to replace the unit.
Probably.
That's
annoying.
That's just been the truth with a lot of things recently.
True.
So
you'll have to change it over to a permanent, never handheld.
I don't even mind that. I think my biggest thing with the Switch 2 is, first of all, is it actually going to be worth it? Like, is it going to be a actual upgrade?
We're gonna have to wait and see.
The second part is, games. There's a lot of games that I really still want to play on the Switch that I haven't gotten around to yet. Obviously the Zelda games, you know, I have my issues with them, but I still like them.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with Switch-wise is that there aren't enough Nintendo-only kind of games that would make me want to upgrade, but I guarantee you there'll be like 1 or 2 games which I'm like, I really want to play.
And eventually,
I really want to play these games.
Yeah, and eventually it'll burn at you to the point where it's like, screw it, I'm getting the goddamn Switch.
But
yeah,
my big thing is, if it's not enough of an upgrade, like performance and power-wise, what's actually going to eat at me is having to get a new console to play games that could
easily
be played on the old one. If that's going to be the issue. Now, I don't know. I haven't looked at the specs. If they are, and here's my thing.
Out yet, though?
I don't know.
I don't believe the specs are out. I think it's only the design that they've shown.
Well, it's coming out this year.
Oh, so the specs should be out, or at least very soon.
It was announced at the start of this year. It's coming out by the end of the year.
Okay.
So they've kind of done it right. They've gone, here you go. You've all been thinking about it for a really long time.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah.
It'll be out by the end of the year. So that way they're not losing any of the hype. But although there's 2 things I think are really funny about it, which I'll talk to you in a bit about. But just it has to be a marked improvement is my big thing.
Oh, of course.
And that's going to be hard because of what the Switch is.
True.
Like, it's very... yes, you can squish more power into that size.
Yeah.
My concerns are more around cooling, because the more power you stick in there, the more cooling it needs.
True, yeah.
And cooling is actually what takes up a lot of space in most thin form factor things.
Yeah, that is true, yes.
I do not want a handheld device that feels like I'm literally putting my hands in lava to play it.
Oh, yeah. No.
But anyway, my point is, it needs to be a marked improvement. Like, it needs to be more than like, oh, it's a 10% improvement. If it's anything under a 50% improvement, I think it's just not going to be worth it.
Yeah, true.
Anything under 50%, and you just say, why didn't you just call it the Switch Pro?
Oh, yeah.
And just be like, yep, we haven't changed anything. It's just the Switch Pro.
It's slightly more powerful, but slightly. Yeah. That would be the...
But yeah, so
hopefully.
The 2 things that I find funny is, one I showed you earlier, about someone asking the question, will the Switch 2 be as powerful as a PS5? Yes. No. Yes, they will. They'll be exactly the same. That's why one is a giant thing about this big and yay wide, and the other one will fit in your hands.
Yeah, 100%.
They're going to be exactly the same.
And one of them has jumped leaps and bounds in the last couple of years.
One of them is purely a console. True. The other one also has a screen jammed into it with its console.
You've got a fair point, yeah.
And yeah, so Nintendo, their magics. They got their Nintendo Magic back out.
Yeah, they do.
The other one that I found really funny also had to do with the PS5.
Yes.
But it was like, the Nintendo Switch is likely to outsell PS5s on release. I was like, PS5 released in a pandemic when they couldn't get the parts to make them. So they had like 10,000 at release date.
It's not going to be difficult to outperform that on release.
Yeah. I'm like,
Like, unless they're talking about the overall sales of PS5. Yeah.
I think that's a hard one to make a claim for.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because the same thing that fucked the PS5 led to the Switch selling so much.
True.
The pandemic that was like, no PS5s for anyone, yet a lot of governments were like, here's a bunch of money, and a lot of parents were like, oh no, the kids are at home.
True.
Led to Switches being like, I just got given enough money in a single payment to buy a Switch, no issue.
Yeah, true.
And my kids are now at home all the time. I need something that will shut them up. And so I think a lot of Switches sold because of the pandemic.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So
absolute shit.
So, like, if they're using Switch data to be like, yeah, this is how the Switch 2 is going to sell because this is how the Switch sold, the same thing that the pandemic was, I do believe, played a big part of that.
Oh, 100%.
I do.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. But, but I just found it funny because, like, I was just like, it's not hard. It was legitimately the worst launch period of any generation ever.
Yeah, it literally took, for I believe we're definitely now at a point where you can just buy one.
Oh yeah,
But the thing
we're
is,
also
it still took
5 years past that point.
Yeah.
We are over
I'm
halfway
pretty sure,
through this cycle.
pretty sure it took at least 2 years before it was a point that it's like, hey, pre-orders are coming up, and then you like the moment you heard about a pre-order, it was jump on. The moment that time was coming up, they took 2 years to slow that down so they could actually start. But
this is my point. This is my point with that, because it was like, yeah, and I think we're in a weird place gaming wise at the moment, because not only are games having more money spent on them and just being bad,
true,
but we're also at a point where it's like we're technically like most consoles only have about an 8-year life cycle.
Roughly that.
So we're over halfway through the current gen's life cycle, and a lot of people still haven't upgraded.
Oh yeah,
because they're just kind of being like, I don't really feel the need to.
Well, it's not even just that. It's also obviously the cost of it and everything as well. A lot of people are struggling with
as
that.
I said with Sony, the fact that they're putting a lot of their stuff on Steam is a godsend for me, because it means I don't have to buy a PlayStation 5. And
oh yeah,
honestly, like, even if money was an issue,
yeah,
just having a place to put it is an issue.
yes.
Like, space is starting to run out.
I'm aware of that,
especially for big, tall things that need to be stood.
Well, it doesn't need to be stood. It's better to have it stood.
Why am I going to have it just wobbling around on its weird angles?
It literally has a base specifically for that, so it doesn't wobble around.
On its weird angles.
On its weird angles, yes.
Please use the proper...
I'm sorry. But yes, no, they actually did bring out a base. They gave a base to you, so it's like, hey, you can have it standing or sitting. The base is required for both.
No, you can't have it sitting. You cannot... Okay, I know you have your Xbox on its side.
Yes.
Which works, because it's square.
100%. Yes.
Right? If I have that thing, now it's actually taking up even more space.
No, I'm aware.
Because they didn't give me a stand so that I can put things on top of it.
Nope.
It's just like, oh, so sweet. So now I've got it on its side. It's about yay fucking long. And because of its weird angles, it's now just taking up that much space. I can't put anything above it. Maybe if I get a shelf.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get a shelf.
Yeah, just the people who hadn't actually seen a PS5 in person, like coming into my room one day, just like, wait, it's that big? What? Everyone thought they were exaggerating online.
I don't want to have to do carpentry to put a PS5 in.
Fair enough. Whereas all I did was just like move the TV over slightly.
As I said, the thing that also annoys me is kind of like, remember when the Xbox was shown off, the new Xbox that is technically more powerful than the PS5?
And everyone was saying how big that
and they're like, that
be.
thing's fucking massive. And it's like, it's not. It's like roughly the size of a human head.
Yeah, it's not. It's actually not bad at size.
Yes, saying that, I do realize that is a weird kind of thing to do, but I measure a lot of things in human heads. I go, Kris,
you'd be shocked, but he does.
Kris, your car boot is 22 human heads.
Darcy?
And
do you need to talk to someone?
But no, yeah, and then the PlayStation came out, and it's bigger, and it's more awkward, and it's just, in general, it's just more.
Yep.
Except in power when it's actually less.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, when it was originally coming out and they brought all the stats, the initial stats out, they were supposed to be just as powerful as each other.
No, I will say this, because this is something that
I know the first lot of stats that I looked at, they were almost identical.
This is something I guess a lot of people don't actually know, is that because we have the PlayStation 5 Pro coming out.
Yes.
That's something that usually happens halfway through a life cycle.
Yeah.
The Xbox Series X is the Pro version. Yeah. It's, the series...
It came out with the Pro version,
yeah. Yes. They released Pro version on day one. They were just like, no, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
And, so it's... There is a reason it's more powerful than the PlayStation. Is because they literally designed it to be the top-end version.
Oh, yeah, of course they did.
Although, if you are PlayStation, you're kind of shitting bricks a little bit, aren't you? Yeah. When you realise that, because the Pro version of the Xbox, which is actually more powerful than your standard system, costs the same as your standard system.
That is actually true, yeah.
And I don't know if that's just a marketing thing or if it's because like stores didn't know, and stores were like,
No, they might have.
"This is the Xbox and this is the PlayStation. They're the same generation, so they're the same price."
Whereas when the other one came out with it, they're like, well, this one's not as powerful, so cheap. Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah, that's fair.
although I will say again, like until the Xbox One, Xbox really didn't release pro versions.
That's true, yeah.
Because it wasn't until the Xbox One X that they were like, "Hey, this is an upgraded version."
Yeah.
Like the 360 was always just the 360, and it was their best selling.
It's
It
true.
was the best selling of this generation because it was just great.
Yeah.
You can't argue that. It was just great, and it wasn't a PlayStation that was stupid. God, PlayStation 3s were stupid. You know what was stupid
sure.
about them? Weird angles.
It's a weird angle, alright. And then they made the Slim, which still has weird angles.
Yeah. They fixed that with the
That was
PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 is probably the best PlayStation since the PlayStation 2.
Fair.
And the PlayStation 2 is the best PlayStation since the PlayStation 1. I think we need to go back to consoles that open up the entire front half of them so you can put a disc in.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
We need that back in our lives because...
Because that was the Slim version. See, that's what they used to do with PlayStations. They're like, here's a PlayStation. Now here's a Slim version. Because the PS2 had like the big rectangle.
Yeah.
Which would be a very similar size as to a standard PS4.
Yeah.
Not
Less angular.
yes. But then they brought out the PS2 Slim. Which
Yeah.
was super fucking compact and
And silver.
small. Many colours.
I like the silver one.
Well, yes.
Anyway.
But yes, that was the main thing. And then PS3 did the same thing. They went their Slim.
Well, the Xbox did that because they had the Xbox.
Yeah.
Then they had the Xbox Slim, because during the Xbox 360's life cycle, this is how fucking weird that generation was.
Mm.
We went from having memory cards
Yep.
to hard drives.
True.
Like I remember that the original Xbox 360s came with memory cards.
Yep.
And then they had like the additional hard drive you could pop on top of it. That weird hump thing.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the generation, we had like my black one, which is in the cupboard there, which is like the slim version. It's literally what it's called.
Yeah.
But it was just like, yeah, no, it's all internal now. Just don't even ask.
Yeah.
Forget about those. Forget about those memory cards. Forget about those fucking megabyte memory cards.
Yeah. It was...
Like, thank God we forgot about those memory cards because they can't hold shit.
It's like they could not.
You know what's funny about that? The Xbox 360 had memory cards.
Yeah.
Did the original Xbox have memory cards? No.
Oh shit, no.
No, it didn't.
What? Did they change over it because PlayStation had them?
I don't know.
And everyone liked the whole thing of they became memory cards became a collectible thing as well.
Yeah, but like it was
Because
a stupid collectible thing.
100% was stupid. There was no doubt about that. But it was also a way that siblings could go, no, this is my fucking memory card. You stay the fuck away from
Yeah,
it.
but it was also a way I could be like, oh, that's your memory card, is it? This is my magnet collection.
True. Okay, fair point.
Like, oh,
God.
memory cards, man, memory cards.
Oh, indeed.
But yeah, my point is, man, I'm worried about the Switch 2. Just because
Yeah.
I'm worried that I'm going to break it. And that it's not actually going to be worth my money.
True.
And I'm not sure I want that.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that.
Yeah.
Especially not now.
Yeah. Especially, like, but the problem is it's Nintendo, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of at the point, I definitely want to get myself a Series X eventually. Like, when I can just afford to actually sit down and be like, okay, now I'm getting one. Because at the moment, I'm not really in a position where I can even think about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I have one day off a week.
I know. Yeah.
I don't need a new gaming console right now when I can like barely play video games as it is, and I've already got like 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But yeah, so I want to get that just so that I can do stuff and not always have to rely on my PC.
Yeah.
But then I have the PC, which is like that's where a lot of the gaming is moving to. It's not really my best choice. I don't really like it because it's like I like having my games on a specific gaming system. That's what I like. I like having a console where it's just like this is only for gaming. It has no other purpose. Because when I turn it on, I'm not sitting there being like, oh, I should do this. It's like, no, I'm just playing video games.
Yeah.
But as I said, I do like the fact that because PlayStation's putting all the stuff on Steam, I don't have to worry about getting a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
But Nintendo will never do that.
Oh, I'm aware of
And
that.
because Nintendo will never do that, because Nintendo refuses to play ball, and they're keeping all of their games to themselves like selfish pricks, eventually I will have to get a Switch too.
Yeah, eventually.
And eventually it's going to get busted.
Yes, inevitably.
And
probably fairly quick.
and
Unless they listen
because
to
of
what
the
everyone is saying.
Joy-Cons look, you're gonna have to get all new Joy-Cons.
Oh, yeah.
Like, as someone who currently has like enough Joy-Cons that I can literally play 2 Switches, both multiplayer, both 4-player.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, there's no issue there.
No.
I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do that again. And Switch's whole job is to play party games on.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a party game central.
So to be a positive if they allowed you to connect those to the next one. Not as in physically connect them, but use them.
No, you can easily physically connect and just get a connector.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, because it just plugs in, just get something where you slide it in and then plug it in.
Yeah, true. Fair point.
And they can sell that for like $80.
Don't give them ideas. Don't give them ideas on the price.
You make the normal control Joy-Cons $100.
Yeah.
You make that like $80.
No. 40.
No.
40.
If you're gonna do it, you're gonna make money off it. So let's say
Don't tell them that.
$70.
They're making money off it at $40 anyway.
So you do it at like $70. So it's like, okay, so like 2 of them is worth 2 new Joy-Cons and a half. So you're like,
yeah.
but I can just use my old ones. And you say, okay, so I'll get these and them and that.
Yeah.
You know. But again, that doesn't solve my original problem, which is the fact USB-Cs, man. USB-Cs.
No, I'm aware. It's the biggest problem I've seen, and I've seen it going around everywhere, and I do agree. It's a flawed design.
I can almost guarantee you
Yes.
that someone's going to see a Switch 2, think it's a Switch 1, go remove the Joy-Cons, and
Go to slide it up, yeah.
it's going back. What was that? Oh no, your Joy-Con did something weird. It's like, what do you mean it did something? Oh no.
you owe me a new Switch.
It's like, what? Yeah, I tried to remove the Joy-Con by sliding. No, it's the Switch 2. Oh, they're the ones you got to bloop, 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 or whatever.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to deal with that anytime soon. Unless they've listened to everyone and go, oh wait, hang on, this is a dumb idea.
I don't.
They're
It's
not going
just,
to.
I don't know.
We'll find out, maybe.
But you know what they actually need to do with the Switch 2? Put a media player on it so that it can play videos.
Yeah.
It has a screen. The fact that you can't like just. It has a screen. It connects to the internet. The fact that you can't put like a Netflix or a Amazon or just an app on it so that you can treat it like a streaming device.
Yeah,
Stupid.
It is really fucking weird on that.
And secondly, they need to allow you to plug in hard drives,
Yes.
even if it's only when it's docked.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But just so that instead of having to
Because
have
the dock
memory cards,
Yes.
you can just have like a terabyte hard drive that's like, this is enough for everything.
Instead
Because
of,
seriously,
wait, which memory card did I put this on again?
I'm running on gigabyte memory cards that have a gigabyte number that I'm like, a terabyte. Please, just a terabyte.
Please. Yes. No, I can agree with that.
So, you know, I fixed those 2 issues, and, you know.
Especially when the dock comes with USB ports on it. Now, I know that's just to plug in a charger for your Joy-Cons, but allow me to fucking connect a hard drive.
So 2 big things that need to be fixed. 1, let us use the screen on it as a screen for everything.
Yes.
2, stop making us use memory cards.
Please.
It's not the 90s anymore.
We're not taking photos. Stop.
But yeah. I don't know, man. That's kind of all I really got to say. I'm sure there was something else I was thinking about, but now I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, man, I can't remember. You know how that goes. I'll either remember or I won't, or probably won't.
Probably
I'm
not.
a very busy man.
I'm left in suspense almost constantly.
It's never that good.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
No, oh man, but
Yeah.
it's just cool. 250 subscribers. That's awesome.
It is good. It is good to be over that number.
It's a real dragon off the back, monkey on the back. What's on your back?
I don't know what the saying is.
It's a monkey, right?
I don't know.
You got a monkey on your back.
I've never heard the saying before.
You're weird.
We know that.
You say the darndest shit.
Yes, I do.
But guys, thank you for joining us. If you have liked it, consider liking, sharing, commenting, or subscribing if you haven't already. It really does mean a lot to us. If you have anything you want to say about the Switch too, let us know. We are interested in it. I'm interested in it.
Yes.
I have many fears.
Yes.
I think it just about wraps us up though, guys.
I think
Thank
it
you
does.
once again for joining us. I've been Darcy. That is Kris.
Yes.
There's a couple of finger guns.
Is it okay? Sorry. My bad.
We're gonna take Kris out and see how many heads fit in his wheels.
In the wheels.
But guys, thank you. We'll catch you next time, and goodbye.
So yeah.